Dr Glenda Parkin commenced at Penrose College in January 2008. It was apparent to all at our college from very early on that Glenda's leadership style was one that combined the wonderful qualities of humanity and authority. Glenda brought to Penrose a tremendous breadth and depth of knowledge and considerable wisdom about teaching and learning and managing relationships. She had a way of resolving issues that enabled those involved to move on in a positive and dignified way. Glenda brought a fresh perspective to the way Penrose operated. She placed great emphasis on values and was instrumental in redefining our Penrose College values in a way that fostered continual growth in our sense of community spirit, goodwill and optimism. Glenda understood the critical relationship between values and the culture of the college. Glenda was also able to see that Penrose, or perhaps the way we had structured our school, was not necessarily the best way to continue moving forward in alignment with our new strategic directions. She challenged the leadership team to think beyond convention to what might be possible. This created a whole new energy in the college and certainly excitement about the possibilities and potential that lay ahead. Amidst all of this, we were constantly reminded not to lose sight of why we were all there, and that was because of the students. With this sense of what might be possible, staff were energised to revisit programs and practices, and the momentum and clear sense of purpose was palpable. This renewal has set the college on a pathway that is both dynamic and exciting. To know and work with Glenda is to understand humility and truly authentic leadership. Glenda was greatly admired for her integrity, her compassion and empathy, her ability to think and make decisions strategically. She was a leader who employed both her heart and her head, and who was always guided by what was in the best interests of the college and its greatest assets, the people, the staff, the students and the parents. Although Glenda was principal of Penrose College for a relatively short period of time, her impact was immeasurable. We were blessed to have Glenda's wisdom and intellect within the college. Glenda, it is important for you to know that the foundations for change that you established have continued in momentum, and that Penrose College is a better place for having you as a principal at the college. Thank you.
Glenda, on behalf of the Uniting Church, I'd deeply like to thank you for all you have given to our church. When I think of you, I just think of that great commandment to love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and your neighbour as yourself. And that's who you are to me. I just saw that so much in you from the first time I ever met you. You gave so much to St Stephen's School and so much to Penrose College in the short time you were there. But ultimately, for the children and for the church, I know that's in your heart, and we're deeply grateful, and we thank you very much for coming along today. And we'd just like to give you this little bunch of flowers to take with you.
I don't have a script, but I would just like to say I think that Meg's words have been what's the right word? I can't think of the right word. Have just been so generous because a school can only be as good as the team, and Meg and her colleagues were very, very much that team. I consider myself to be an incredibly fortunate person because I've had the wonderful experience of working with young people for lots of years now, and it's just been a real privilege to have made a difference. And I guess sometimes I think to myself, you know, did I make a difference for people in a positive way? I hope that I did, and I kind of think probably on the balance that I probably did more good than I harm, but you never know, do you? And yes, being in the early stages of Alzheimer's is not exactly what I planned for this stage of my life, but that's where I'm at. And God and I have had some really big conversations, and look, I'm going really well at the moment, and that's good. But also, I think in a very odd way, this stage of my life is actually a real gift, because I now have time to think about other things other than school. And also, I just have a freedom to do what I want to do every single day almost. And yes, like physically I feel fantastic. The brain's a bit mushy, but it's very convenient when you can say, oh, I can't remember that anymore. So, you know, there's good things in everything. I feel incredibly privileged to have had the amazing experiences and the opportunities to help and assist and to, I hope, inspire people and so on. And I just consider myself to be really, really fortunate, and I'm just going to keep on keeping on as long as I possibly can. But at the same time, I don't want to be too deep and meaningful here, but I'm not actually scared of the future, because I know that I'm in God's hands, and I trust God. So that's enough, I think, from me. Yeah. But thank you. I feel incredibly privileged.